Welcome back to Steph's Kitchen Adventures. I've got a couple of things going on just now. One of them is got some lovely lettuce in the veg box this week, and it's they're little gem heads and they're red and green. I think they're really pretty. So some of them I've kept in little chunks, and they've been washed and rolled. And then I've also got a secret package just over here. I keep separate tea towels for drying washed vegetables from the ones I do the washing up with. And in here I've got my lovely red and green bigger lettuce leaves that I'm going to roll up in this in a paper package here. Some kitchen towel serves very well once I've washed and dried the leaves. So I'm just going to very gently off camera empty my parcel. I might turn you a little so you can see this. Just emptying my parcel onto paper. You can just see that. And put that to one side. I'm just going to distribute these lovely green leaves through the kitchen paper. Got quite a long length, so I've got a good amount to roll with. And they're not completely dry, but I think they're dry enough to roll. It's important they're reasonably dry when you roll them up so they don't go soggy while they're stored. Obviously the kitchen paper helps. What I'm going to do is get some extra kitchen paper to put amongst the leaves when I roll it. 1 second. So this is this amazing Blitz paper, which is really good for this purpose. And we're just going to roll this up. Sometimes the paper breaks, it's not the end of the world. And just roll all of that up into there. And some of it has broken again, so I think I need more paper, but you get the idea. And this keeps leaves really well in the fridge for about a week. Just going back for a final layer of paper, and I'm going to put those in a plastic bag I have ready. And then I can just unroll and take out some leaves when I need them. This bag's a little on the tight side, I can't worry too much. I've got a big clip in the drawer I can attach to that. So the other thing that's happening over here is my lovely bowl made by Nigel Brett. I'm going to make some overnight oats, and I've got a whole host of ingredients here. I'm just going to run through the whole overnight oats thing again, because I've possibly changed it up a bit since last time I went through it all. I've got my porridge oats here, and my wonderful porridge oats scoop made by Nigel Brett again. I absolutely love this. And I'm going to get my lovely generous scoop and put my oats in my bowl. And then put that back. I'm just going to tilt you a little so you can have a better view of this lovely bowl as it develops. I'm going to add some desiccated coconut, as I can. And then some pumpkin seeds. These are activated pumpkin seeds soaked and dehydrated, as are the sunflower seeds. I'm going to add some of those. And also some sunflower seeds, which I don't bother activating because they're quite small. It would be a bit unworkable. Chia seeds are the next thing. They really help it to firm up in the fridge overnight once I've added liquid, and they help it to become a kind of jelly. And then some cacao nibs. Quite a generous scoop there. What's next? Well, another day I might add some medjool date, maybe 1 between two bowls. But as I've got really rather a lot of figs at the moment, because I got some at Just One Swap in the refill jar at the same time as ordering a new bag from Love Organic. So lots of figs, so I'm just going to chop in using my cooking with scissors method. My lovely dried fig there, which will be beautiful once it's soaked overnight. That's looking good. I sometimes try and remove this little nodule on the bottom of the fig as well, in case that is a little crispy in the morning. Just my preference, you don't need to do that strictly. So that goes in. And I've been trying to think of ways to get more greens in my breakfast. My standard way is to just grate some courgette into the bowl, so I'm going to do some of that now. A good old grate. Until we've got a lovely green covering over everything, I think is the way to go. They say if you're going to make overnight oats more than one night in advance, it might be best to leave out the fruit and veg until later. But I like to do this because I have a theory that the combination of the oats and the veg and fruit and yogurt actually has a kind of an alchemy to it, and it all blends really nicely to increase the nutrition. And I read something about that once, and I can't cite anything at all. It's just something I do. I've also got some lovely organic mint from Love Organic. And so I've washed some leaves, some mint leaves. And I did this morning. It was rather nice, just chopping some fresh mint leaves into my bowl. And the scissors just make sure that it's spread quite well throughout the breakfast. And my phone has kindly told me that I'm running out of battery power, so I'm not going to be able to prattle on for very long. Anyway, I have got a lovely part of a pear here, so I'm going to add some of this to the bowl. And I'm not going to grate it. You could grate it, but it's my preference to just chop it really small and put it in. So I love pears. I love apples too, but in overnight oats, I do prefer pears. These are organic pears. I got some from Love Organic and I got some from Just One Swap this week, just so I didn't run out of pears. And I'm just chopping this up without much elegance, but into reasonably small pieces. And what I love to do, which hopefully I'll have time to do, is add some lovely cinnamon and spice as well. So there we have the pear going into the bowl. And I'm going to look in this spice drawer here. I've got cinnamon, I've got nutmeg, which I'm quite into at the moment, and I think a little turmeric is called for. So I've got a spoon, a reasonable amount of turmeric. I've got some lovely cinnamon here. Go for a different spoon. I'm going to add some cinnamon. And then another spoon for my nutmeg. I could add cardamom, ground cardamom as well. Sometimes I do. I have phases of cardamom. And of course you can add ground ginger or fresh ginger as well. And then, nearly finally, I've got my lovely yoghurt. This natural organic yoghurt came from the Just One Swap shop up in Boscombe, and it is really beautiful. I'm going to add a dollop of that. And I'm going to mix all of this together. Give it a bit of a prod to start with, start it mixing through, and then I'm going to add some water to this just to give it a little bit of liquid. I'll probably need to just loosen it up in the morning with some almond milk, and you can always add more yogurt if you want to. And what I also do is add in the morning usually some turmeric, sometimes some honey on the top, some walnut pieces, again activated, and that in the morning is delicious. If you're feeling a bit decadent, you can always add some cacao powder on the top too, and any other fruit you've got. But hey, we've got quite a lot of ingredients in there. I'm not sure if it's 30 plant points, but it's quite a lot. It's probably getting on for a dozen. So there we are. I'm going to add some water to loosen that up a bit as well. Cover that overnight, keep it in the fridge, and that will be bootful in the morning. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Lots of love.